Hey people, Infant here, it's February 3, Grey Sock under City. Blue team, we have some Imperial Guard. a0624 is an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. We also have Unavy with a Lord General, fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, really strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. We have the Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme here, and alongside Vanilka is a Farseer support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. This is the same Han elite scheme, I think, recolored into black and white, I guess. Kind of, looking fancy. On the red team, KaneTheRED is a brother captain, a durable hero, walking through objects, cannot be suppressed, with powerful offense and support, fighting in melee. Alongside, White Widow is a force commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee, can also tank, disrupt and support. And rounding off the teams, it's like a crying face, I think, I'm not sure, with a Kommando Nob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins with a twin link shooter kicking off in the mid. The force commander being pushed back by the guard and the Eldar here. Orks just hanging out in the southwest. Blue team holding midpoint. Meanwhile, up towards the northeast, big sentinel stomp on those strike squad. Brother captain getting stuck into some guardsmen. Guardsmen flee. Meanwhile, Inquisitor was trying to chase down the stormtroopers. Did take a model off them. Maybe she should have been running interference on the strike squad, or not sure if it would have stopped them. And at least that way she stopped the stormtroopers from firing a bit. Can they get a model off this strike squad here? It's a bunch of las guns. Oh, they're shooting the stormtroopers now. Get a model. Meanwhile, through the mid, blue team pushing. Here comes the Orks. Sluggers getting stuck in there. Stun bomb goes in. It's going to be a good stun bomb. Unavy did not respond to it. I guess they're just going to tank the damage here. Sluggers get away. They got their burners up. These guys are just standing out of cover and duck it in. It's very orky. Oh, Kommando took a bit of cover there at the end. And I think they're going to go down in retreat, just from sheer firepower. Nope. What do I know? They got away. Down to 2 hit points there, I think. Maybe even 1. But they got away. And here come double tactical marines. They should be closing for melee, I think. These guys don't have grenades, so there's no threat there. These guys are quite low and they're not in cover. They should be in melee, I feel like. Oh, they dropped a model. Here comes the force commander now. Lord General runs in to tie them up in melee. He's quite good at that early on, since his stormtrooper buddies, Derek and Nigel, will die before him, and they're both down. They are both down. And then he flees and starts to reinforce them in the field. Iron Halo up for the force commander. Oh, and Artificer, so he's going to be quite tanky and difficult to deal with early on. Up to the northeast, it's turning blue for the guard. a0624 is on it. Getting some Catachan Devils. Triple guardsmen, as you saw from Unavy. And interceptors up for KaneTheRED. They got double stormtroopers too. This could be a tricky army for a0624 to deal with. They need to use their Catachans very well here. And they're not moving right now. They need to deal with interceptors teleporting on them, strike squad running into melee, and of course, the brother captain. Not to mention double stormtroopers with their long-range burst damage. Might need to get the Holy Brazier. There's a Hammer of the Witches and the Stomp. Also good Sentinel usage, of course, vital. That was a good stomp there. Here come Catachans. Get the shotgun blast. They have that dangerous power melee, these guys, too. Maybe they should have ran in on the interceptors there. I think they should shotgun blast and then run into melee. They don't have a melee charge, but they can get in there. Maybe they were just wary about getting swarmed by the strike squad and the brother captain and all the stormtroopers also shooting at them at the same time, kind of thing, getting focused down. Just harder for them to do if they stay back. Are they looking for the grenade launcher here on the stormtroopers? Brother captain runs away. Force commanders just came up to say hello and have a look at stuff. Stormtroopers be capping. Contested victory point up there. The natural victory points, by the way, are in the south for blue and the west for the red team, both at like the bottom of the map. Howling Banshees jumping over stuff means they have the aspect of fleetness. Force commander looking for a flank. Need to be careful on retreat though. Howling Banshees are very good at killing retreating units with those power weapons. Farseer barely makes it out unless the Force Commander can finish her off. Nope, she's going to be okay. Two very, very low heroes getting away early on then. One for each team. Special attack there from that Banshee. She had a good old time. Looks like the Lord General is on capping duty, and it might be a triple cap for blue if they can grab the northeast as well, since that's how triple caps work. What I mean is, they had an opportunity to maybe, but now maybe not. KaneTheRED is back. Stomp. Only stunned one of them, but it domino knocked back the others, so that's good enough, I guess. Using the Inquisitor quite good here, I think, or quite well, I should say. Was like dipping in and out of fights there, keeping things busy, making sure they don't focus down something else, and also kept the Inquisitor alive. Brother Captain's got the Blessed Aegis. More health regen, and more health also gives them this Aegis shield, which absorbs energy instead of health. And of course, the Ordo Malleus have various ways to manage energy and give energy to units, so it works out quite well for him. Strat Squad, for example, can use Purification to give energy to a unit, and all of the heroes have that Sanctify Global, which gives energy. Both the naturals now turning red, and this is uncapped, but it looks like it's going to turn blue, so it's going to be a 2-1 for the red team. And the map actually is looking very red now. As a big early push from blue through the mid. They lost some stuff, as you can see, a bunch of dead guardsmen and guardians there, and then they got pushed off and the red team swept through. That can be the big danger, especially in a 3v3, when you just overextend a bit and don't really achieve that much doing it, kind of thing. Maybe they should have gone after points rather than killy tactical marine time. Kommando with stick bombs and the better combat kit. Did he just use Call the Boys there? What was that? I don't know. He had a weird thing around him for a second. Artillery spotters on the field for Unavy. Force Commander getting stuck in, but it's a 2v1 fight against his Marines up against the Guard and the Eldar. Gonna need to run, I think. Force Commander's doing what he can. Throws his shield up. Shrugging off a bunch of this lasgun fire. Here comes some shurikens. Shuriken cannons? No, catapults, I think they're called. Which is weird. Is that right? Doesn't sound right all of a sudden. Are these shuriken catapults that they use? I don't know. They're cool though. It's like monofilament shuriken things that they fire out. Which I'm sure in the lore are like insanely badass. They're probably like 1 molecule thick or something and can cut through everything, but 'tis a video game. They're just regular old piercing weapons. Falcon on the way for Vanilka. Manticore for Unavy. a0624 with a Chimera already up. You can see it on your screen. And we do have units inside of it because it's firing those lasers on the side. Strat Squad just chasing it down, waiting for stuff to get out maybe. They don't really have any anti-vehicle here to threaten it. KaneTheRED now has a Rhino though, and is getting the las cannon turret, so we're going to have some anti-vehicle up soon. 2-1 cap for the red team as the players start to get those tier 2 units out. White Widow with a plasma cannon. Looks like the Commando is getting some Storm Boys up, and they're not tier 2 yet. I guess they fully upgraded all their tier 1 units, and they got a couple of pieces of war gear as well, didn't they? So that's where all their power went, and they haven't teched up yet. But the captain may go down. Hammer of the Witches, and now the Inquisitor's poking him, but he gets away. Las cannon Rhino did take down that Chimera while I was looking at the rosters and stuff. Completely missed that. Runs through the remains of it. Manticore Strike is dodged, or rather retreated away from. Sentinel needs to get away from here, surely. Trying to repair it. Needs to just move off, I think. Oh, maybe they can repair it enough. Everyone's helping. I think it is indeed repaired. What is this? The Force Commander's had enough of this light infantry. He's got a power fist. Was going after the Falcon there. Got some good hits on it seems. But should be able to just smack through the Guard and the Guardians and the Banshees and stuff. Almost killing one per hit a lot of the time. Not those artillery spotters though. They have 200 health per model, those fellas. Quite hardy. We have a Stern Guard veteran squad for White Widow. First company tactical marines that can change ammo to combat all targets, and the Farseer has fallen over right in the center of the map. Up in the northeast, anti-armor stormtroopers for a0624 to hunt it down with melter guns and a melter bomb. There's the melter bomb throw. Can they finish it here? One more burst might do it. One more burst does do it. And the Rhino is down. And those melter guns will stay useful. They'll do good damage to all targets. Just need to be kind of close. Missile launcher up for the Sentinel now. Investing in this thing. It's done well so far. Although that stomp was missed. Brother Captain comes in. Maybe the Inquisitor. Oh, it's a good Manticore strike though, eh? Wiped out one of the Stormtroopers. One fella gets away, and he does have a plasma gun. As I was gonna say, maybe the Inquisitor should have Hammer of the Witches on the Brother Captain there instead of capping. Towards the mid. Oh, here comes some stick bombs. Commando's got a knife out. Assassin's knife also going for the kaboom. Grenade is dodged. Slugger's coming in. Commando taking tons of damage though, goes down. Lasgun's getting it done, eh? They have their... Yeah, they've got their Commissars up now, so they're 12 models. These Guardsman squads reinforcing 3 at a time, and they can break their own retreats with that Commissar. Force one looking for the Falcon. Now goes after some Guardians. Kills one and leaves. Solid day's work. Derek and Nigel and the Lord General having a go at some scouts. Missile launch attacks here to help with the Falcon. I guess plasma cannon. You okay, fellas? They're okay. That's the run. Did not try to revive the Farseer there. There's maybe a mistake. Guardians fleeting around. When they're fleeting around like that, it's often because they're looking for a grenade. Blue team have the midpoint of the map now. What is this? Banshee's looking for a power bash, maybe. Using the outskirts of the map. I do like to put areas around the edges of the map on the maps that I make, so that you can do that kind of flanking maneuver using transports and things like that, and webways. Got to give the Eldar space to use their webways, I think, on a balanced map, but not all maps need to be super balanced like that. Sometimes they're just meat grinders or something. Storm Boys with their Nob leader eating plasma. Might need to run, fellas. Good stomp again by a0624. Really used the Sentinel well in some dicey fights. Getting a lot of repairs. Here come interceptors. Sentinel backs out. Big special attack from the Brother Captain. I wonder if it's worth getting Ward or Bulwark or both to throw on those interceptors so they can do more work in there. Well, that of course all costs resources. Speaking of webways, webway down here in the southwest. You can't get anything on this southwest tip. It's all full of stuff. They don't want the very tip being used for gameplay. Oh, down goes the Lord General. Almost level 3. That means Derek and Nigel are dead somewhere. How dare you? We have to write letters home again and find a new Derek and Nigel. Here comes the Force Command level 4. Going after the Falcon, which does have that tier 3 shield up, the energy field. Plasma cannon with a good shot. Sluggers follow it up. Nob leader, burners, all that good stuff. Banshee's there to counter-initiate with their war shout, and they get rid of them. Plasma cannon gets another decent shot in there. Needs to be careful now because things are approaching it. You guys need to use love the aiming. What's that? There we go. Suppresses the Banshees. Farseer gets in though, and she's got Armor of the Assyrian and the Runes of Reaping. Plasma cannon gets away. Shooter boys get away. Everyone in tier 3 aside from that Kommando Nob. Up in the northeast, Sentinel still being annoying. We got a Grey Knight Dreadnought with a plasma cannon, which is fun. Lehman Russ on the way for a0624. Where is that Manticore actually? It's in the mid. Death Dread coming up for the Commando. Don't think the webway's been used yet. Guardsman on the natural victory point of the red team. I think they could have finished that decap there, fellas. They got Falcon support now, so maybe they'll go back to it and reinforce off that Falcon. Not only you as an Eldar player, but your allies. Oh, and they threw up a bunker that I didn't spot somehow. Thought it was just part of the map. I should know. It's not. It's a medical bunker. These guys can reinforce off it and get a bit of health regen. Stormboys jumping into the spotters. Manticore strike now. It's a bit of friendly fire. Uh-oh. That's a kaboom. And down goes the bunker. They plasma cannoned it down after that kaboom. Banshees maybe wiping plasma cannon devastators. Trying to chase them, and they get them with the sync kill thanks to the Exarch. That is a cool... That is a very cool sync kill. I don't get to see that very often. Awesome stuff. Stern Guard and missile launch attack still there. Falcon's been used well so far, I think. The Storm Boys Nob leader does have that heavy melee chopper. Kommando Nob does not though. It's a regular melee damage, this thing. There's a Daka on the Farseer's face. She gets a fancy special attack. Here comes a Death Dread. No burners and bits yet. Looks like White Widow had a rough fight. They're down to just Tax and Stern Guard, but they're tier 3 and they're getting a Land Raider Redeemer. Manticore with a levitation field there from the Farseer. That was the Inquisitor that's being repurchased. She's got no war gear. Level 3 though. She's done well. And the Lehman Russ is up. Getting repairs. Is it? No, it's okay. Here comes a bunker. Most likely a repair bunker, but they still have a bunch of infantry here, including fully upgraded plasma guardsmen. Stormtroopers grabbing the cap. These guys are going to put down an improvised explosive. It always spawns way far away from them. There we go. There it is. I guess they chuck it over there or something. They're bashing the power northeast. That webway's still down there. Death Dread now has burners and bits for burners, for fire, and some more hit points. 248 to 280. Lehman Russ has a look at the power a bit. Plasma Cannon Dreadnought turns. And maybe shoots. What is this? Is that Terminators? It's Paladins. I thought that was Terminators from White Widow. These guys are unique to the Brother Captain. Massive chunk of hit points. Super heavy infantry armor. Heavy melee Nemesis Demon Hammers. And they're getting a book which allows them to use Holy Browns. Just smacking on this tank right now. Taking a lot of plasma damage though. Tank needs to keep moving. We might see Executioner tank actually, because Paladins won't like that. Although it is kind of short range. The Melter guy's going to join in. There we go. Did a little bit of damage. They will do bonus to heavy infantry, or rather super heavy infantry with the Melters. Stood around a bit too long there though. This is a big 2v1 fight against a0624. Throws in a Hell Fury strike. Interceptors in there with that furious intervention. And missile launch attacks trying to get on the Lehman Russ. Here comes an assist from Vanilka. Falcon. And that is a medical bunker actually. They're reinforcing off it. Banshees fighting the Paladins. Doing tons of damage with their power melee. Those Paladins have powerful attacks, but they attack quite slowly. Did they work through the Banshees there? The Banshees die? Why can't I select them? Oh, they did die. Big pile of Banshees there. Brother Captain's got a Nemesis Demon Hammer now for the Demolishing Strike. Oh, and we got Assault Terminators. These guys unique to the Force Commander. All the unique super heavy infantry coming out on the red team. They can get Lightning Claws, start off with Storm Shields and Thunder Hammers. I'm not sure how their DPS compares to Paladins. Have the same amount of hit points. I assume it's probably the same, or if not, very, very similar. Maybe someone can check the codex for us in the comments and let us know. Stormtroopers run away. It looks like when the Nemesis Demon Hammer hits, it looks like it's doing splash damage, but I'm pretty certain it doesn't. Avatar with a Wailing Doom. Falcon's level 2. Oh, we have a Stormblade. It's a big old Stormblade from Unavy. Another plasma cannon on the way for White Widow. Commando's still in tier 2. What is he up to? Needs to purchase that tier 3 upgrade there. Purgation squad run away. They do have a conversion beam and anti-vehicle weapon. Land Raider's not even facing the right way. There we go. You can't rear armor hit that thing, but you still want it facing the front so it can fire all those glorious weapons. Here comes a Stormblade. Not even the Stormblade can break that wall. Unbreakable, those walls. As far as I know. You might be able to break them with some kind of domino knockback. Sometimes that can break things that are otherwise unbreakable. Big fight here. Falcon's in an awkward spot. Here comes an Avatar. Assault Terminators are going after it. I'm not sure if they have their lightning claws on the way. Trying not to rotate the camera too much because some people don't like that. It disorientates them. Avatar's getting kind of low here. We do indeed have an Execution Lehman Russ. Rocket Run going in the back lines wipes out the Plasma Cannon Debs, I think. Avatar's very low. Got like a third of it. His hit points. Needs to back off, I think. Falcon continues to be badass back there. Big Plasma Blast Gun shot from the Stormblade. It's a blue victory point. Pathogen's just hanging out there. Another bunker on the way. I think they can deal with the Force Commando. Yes, they can. Need to repair that Lehman Russ, though. Force Commando, of course, reinforcing. Retreating back to that Land Raider. And the red team are using it to push up. Big old shot there from the Stormblade again. Conversion Beamer's getting shots, though. Did the Avatar make it out? The Avatar did make it out. Another Purgation on the way for KaneTheRED. Kommando finally goes tier 3. What is this? Stormtroopers thinking about bashing. Need to be given the order to go. a0624, go on. Paladin's going after the Lehman Russ. Here come all the Guardsman plasmas. Oh no, the Navy doesn't have plasmas on his Guardsman. Where's a0624? At the back of base. Need to be out here. Trying to manage his vehicles here. Lehman Russ goes down. Here comes an Avatar. Doesn't want to use a Wailing Doom here though, because there's lots of friendlies around. Now the Inquisitor, traditionally very, very good against Terminators and Terminator variants, because she can control their movement and they can't retreat away from her. Down goes the Falcon. She's down at the moment. I'm not sure if she has any of that war gear up. Eldritch Storm and a Wailing Doom on the Land Raider and a Rocks coming in. That was a well-timed Rocks actually. That might have saved the Land Raider because nothing could follow it up, although not sure how much work that stuff would have done. We've got more Howling Banshees up for Vanilka. Avatar taking swings on the Land Raider. This thing did get a damage buff in 2984, the Avatar. I think it does 280 per swing now. Something like that. Taking a lot of damage though. Being chased. Hell Fury dropped in. They're trying to get this Land Raider down, but the Avatar needs to back off. It's going to go down. Down it goes. I don't think that was worth the chase. I think it was very unlikely there that you're going to finish that thing off. Nob squad on the way for the Kommando Nob player. What is he doing with his stuff? Where is his stuff? Oh, it's down here. Looks like it's killed the Farseer. Maybe it's time to start using that webway down there and getting on the red team's natural more. Maybe they have been doing it, and I just haven't spotted. Here comes the fire prism. Down goes the Stormblade. They chased it. Inquisitor's down. You've got to revive the Inquisitor. She could do so much work against the Terminators and stuff. Crossbow, bolt pistol, excruciators, Purgatus. 3 things right there that she can get at the same time to mess with their movement and set up Manticore strikes and stuff. Blue team are reeling right now. Here comes a fire prison. They lost an Avatar, they lost a Leman Russ, they lost a Stormblade. Here comes another Leman Russ. Here come double fire prisms too. And they are on the red team's natural. Are they going to bash power too? They're going to try to bash power. Not sure if the Stormtroopers that were here ever bashed it. Looks like they started maybe and then got caught. I don't know. Shooter boys, I guess they just got retreated off those shooters. Might get a full bash there. These Orks having a look at them, I think. We have a rocket launcher commando. Nob squad on the field. Someone just died. Shooter boys in with Banshees, not where they want to be. Here come Paladins and the brother captain. Those guys must flee. They did get the cap, but they lost their natural at the same time. Oh, these are the guys that wiped. They were tank busters. Lots of death and destruction up here. This thing's never been detonated. Surely there were times to detonate it. And the Inquisitor's still down. She needs to be up. She can do so much for this team up here. They have the requisition to repurchase. I think it's worth repurchasing. They're trying to wait for revive. Oh, is this the revive coming right now? Lord General's going for it. Okay, they're gonna get revived, but should they have been up earlier, helping against those Terminator pushes? Paladins going back northeast again. Nob squad run away, so you're gonna have Paladins, Assault Terminators, and a Nob squad to deal with. They really need the Inquisitor up. She does have Purgatus. Did she run away? Yeah, she ran off to heal up. Lots of plasma, all buffed by the sniper rifle. It might be better off getting the melter guns for this guy, because they're gonna be running at you. I think the cooldown reduction will be better. Down goes the tank back there. Need to keep these vehicles moving, of course. Don't want the assault terminators to get on them. They're quite low. Didn't get a model off them. They teleported out. Inquisitor is healed up. Now microing this tank, I suppose. Where are the Catechins? They're also at base. Catechins can't do much to those guys. They can't knock them over. They can't suppress them. But they can just run into melee maybe and power melee them up, especially if they're leveled, and these guys are level 4. Fire Prism goes down. They could not stop the advance. And the VP turns red. 122 to 48. Orks going after the natural victory point of the blue team, which is a good shout for the Commando to go for. Nob squad are still back at base. It's a bunch of Daka, but they were getting shot at from both sides there. And these guys need to fleet across. Oh, something's already there. Banshees are already on this. The webway's still there too. Looks like some Catechins just used it. Blue team aren't out of this. Getting more Leman Russes, more Fire Prism. Unavy now has Kashyyykin. Getting their sergeant up. Another Nob squad though for the Commando. There's the 2-1 for blue. Down to 38 VPs, the red team. Are they going to get outmaneuvered here? Banshee's doing a great job messing with stuff, getting the cap and then getting away. Blue team on the VP northeast as well. Leman Russ pushing. And an upgraded Leman Russ. There's a rocket run. That's doing a big chunk to the land radio. That first run seemed to do a big chunk. Orks are trying to get flesh over steel, but gets stunned by the Inquisitor, I think. She has that Purgatus. Oh, you can't get Purgatus and Excruciators at the same time. Ignore me. For some reason I thought Purgatus was an accessory for a second, but they would take the same slot. Paladins and Grey Knight Terminators in there. Huge amount of carnage, but blue team have that 2-1. Their natural is getting decapped, but is it getting decapped in time? Looks like it did. And now it's a 2 VP in it for the red team here. This is going to be a big ask to defend. And what I think the blue team should do is just abandon this VP and send everything to the bottom to get it. You just need a couple of seconds of a 2-1 cap on both those naturals. It's going to be much harder for red team to respond to that than it is for the blue team to get down there with the webways and the relatively quick vehicles and stuff. Paladins didn't drop a model somehow, chasing all the way back. Very lucky fellas. Inquisitor gets a decap. That could be vital. That could be vital. Double for red now. Can they get the natural back though? Because there's 2 Nob squads here. And the Kommando, who's level 5. It's going to be a close one, I think. I'm not sure if those guys should be bashing power, just inviting shots on them. I guess they're slowing this stuff down a bit. But I would have pulled them back to the VP, I think. And then charge everything in at once. This is where the sniper ravel's nice. The extra range here. Look at the resources White Widow has. 800, 500 basically. Not purchasing anything right now. Looks like the red team have it with a triple cap. And they get it done. Catachans were going for this using the webway. Just couldn't get on the VPs quickly enough, the blue team. Insanely close. Awesome stuff. We had a level 4 Inquisitor. I thought this player did really well. Started really well. Had some rough fights towards the end, but that's to be expected when you got these things running at you. Maybe they could have used the Inquisitor a bit better. Late game with more anti-Terminator stuff. They could have got crossbow bolt pistol in there with the Purgatus, for example. Farseer as well. She had the time field. I don't remember seeing it being used, but it must have been used. Level 3 and down. Lord General was solid as well, level 5. Looks like a big kaboom was about to happen there. That would have been fun. Brother Captain, level 8, solid. Had the hammer. Had Holy Armor of Titan at the end. Force Commander also very solid. Power Fist. Artificer, Iron Halo, level 8. And the Commando, who took ages to tech up, but once they got there, they did some good work in the south of the map. Level 5 melee Commando here with those Nob squads. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.